I was on Reddit the other day and I found this post where it said, built a simple tool to audit your n8n workflows, see cost performance and bottlenecks. So I hope that eventually someone would create this because it's really important for us to keep track of what's going on, how much was our expenses with AI, how long is this workflow taking, especially when your clients are already working with your workflows and you need a way to metrify what's going on. As you'll see along the video, this isn't like the ultimate execution report because you still manually have to go over and find the execution ID, then paste that in, and then you'll still need to execute a Python script at which then will generate this PDF. But it is still a pretty interesting idea to explore. I believe that eventually n8n might create something like this. I saw that someone commented this, so I think they're building evaluations into the platform, but it's not fully baked yet. But until they build this, let's explore this project over here. For you to use it, head over to this link, which will be in the description. You can either clone or download as zip, at which you will extract, and these are the files that you'll have access to. The actual workflow that creates the auditor is this JSON file right here, which you can drag over to Chrome, copy it, and head over here, paste. Then you'll get everything over to your workflow, or you can just go over to these three dots, import from file, and find the file inside of your computer to import it. I have already done this, and I've made some changes, like some really minor changes. First of all is actually using the n8n node. The original creator of this workflow used a HTTP request, which isn't ideal just because of the authentication. So you'll have to type in as a JSON, and that's not really secure. So I prefer to use it like this, where I can just open it up, show you guys that I'm using an execution ID of 1450. And where do you get this execution ID? You can head over to any workflow that you have and test it out. For this one, it's using Firecall's MCP, and all I'm going to ask is, please search for San Francisco's weather today. Nice, so it brought back, based on the web search results, here are the weather information for San Francisco today. All the information about this execution can be found from its ID, 14.4. I can grab that ID, head back to my Auditor, and place that in this field. This is the manual part that I was talking about earlier. I'm not sure if n8n has an API that sends you a webhook every time that you finish executing a workflow, because that way you could actually get the execution ID every time you execute the workflow, which would be the ideal situation. Now, to get the n8n API credentials, you'll have to head over to your n8n dashboard, click on settings, go over to n8n API, click that, and then click on create an API key. You'll just need to place in the name of that API, which I placed in here, auditor key, and then it will give you the API key, which you'll just place inside of this field. And then for the base URL, you can just select your base URL right here, and all you have to place in front of it is API-v1. This is an example of what this specific node outputs. It's a lot of different data, and some of these data, like what he does over here, so get model prices, you'll see that he retrieves all this, and this was created by him. You'll see that this is his GitHub username. He placed all these prices down here, and this is a pretty manual process. I don't know if he used some kind of scraping mechanism to get all these prices, but he always has to match what AI was used with its respective price, and then calculate what was the input, the output, and make the final calculation, which is placed in the report. So now that we placed in the execution ID, let's head back to the canvas, hit save. Another thing that I changed was placing in the file name. Let's test workflow. It's going through everything, so it's pretty fast. Just download that. After it's downloaded, you can copy it over to the folder that we just extracted. Head up here, type cmd. You'll be inside that directory, at which you can use this command over here, type that in, erase whatever is in there, and start typing in the name of the file. As soon as you do, hit tab, it will identify the file, hit enter, and it will transform it over to a PDF. Drag it over to Chrome, and you'll see exactly the execution report generated. It's correctly listing the time it took to execute. It's showing up the nodes that used AI, and if for any reason the model that you're using isn't available, I noticed that for the Claude models, he didn't list any of them. It's probably because it's not listed up there and just won't have access to that specific pricing. So if you want to contribute to the project, just head over to this repository and make sure to leave it a star to indicate to its creator that it was a pretty awesome tool to have built. Additionally, it shows us all the non-AI nodes that were executed and a final report analysis. So the slowest node and the bottleneck nodes, which was the AI agent that took a fairly long amount of time, probably because it was using the MCP list tool and then the execute tools. Leave a like down below if this video helped you at all, and consider subscribing if you're not yet a subscriber. And if you do have any questions on how to execute this, please let me know down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then.